Problem number 4 states that a rocket-powered sleds are used to test the human response to acceleration. If a rocket-powered sled is accelerated to a speed of 445 meters per second in 1.85 seconds, what is the acceleration and what is the distance that the sled travels? So yung sled natin, okay, so assuming this is our sled, here is my, okay, so this is our sled. According to the problem, it accelerated for some distance until it reaches 445 meters per second. So meaning to say, 445 meters per second is our final velocity. And it takes some time of 1.85 seconds to reach that velocity. So, meaning to say, initially, our sled started from at rest. We will assume that our sled started from at rest. And the question here, what is your acceleration and what is the distance that the sled traveled? So this will be your displacement or the distance traveled from rest until it reaches 445 seconds, and we are asked for the acceleration. Okay. So first of all, since we already have VF, VI, and the time, so we can just say acceleration is just VF, the change in velocity over time. So we will plug in the values. VF is 445 minus 0 over 1.85. So we can get an acceleration of 445 minus 0 divided by 1.85 around 240.54. So 240.54 meter per second squared. So this will be our acceleration. Okay. So this is our first answer. Now for the second question, what is the distance that the sled travels? So we will write all the kinematic equation if you cannot visualize. Delta x is just VIT plus 1/2 AT squared. Okay. VF equals VI plus AT. VF squared equals VI squared plus 2A delta x. And lastly, delta x equals VI plus VF over 2 times time. Okay. So, lang, yun natin mo tanan ang kinematic equation. Now, based sa ato ang given, so we are asked for delta x. Kinsay na delta x? Equation 1 ay delta x. Equation 2, walay delta x. We cannot use this equation. Equation 3, na siya delta x. Equation 4, na siya delta x. Okay. From our given initial velocity, kinsay na initial? Equation 1 na initial. Equation 3 na initial, pwede. How about equation 4? Naabot siya initial. How about for the time? Kinsay na ay time? So equation 1 ay time. Equation 3 walay time. Okay, so we cannot use equation 3 anymore. And how about equation 4? We can use for the time. And lastly, how about kinsay na ay final velocity? Final velocity? Si 1 wala siya final velocity. But we can use acceleration instead of the time. Okay? So, pwede ihapon sa equation 1 and si equation 4. Okay. So, based sa atong equation, it's either pwede na ito magamit sa equation 1 and sa equation 4. Why is that? Because naman tayo initial sa atong given, naatay time, naatay acceleration. How about sa equation 4? Naatay initial velocity, which is 0, naatay final velocity, at naapot tayong time. And either way, if you will use equation 1 or equation 4, you will end up with the same answer. So all you have to do is just pick kung asa ka mas preferable, kung asa ka mas convenient, or unsay mas sayon, or which is easier. How about, okay, let's use equation 4 kay murag masayon sa equation 4. So initial, so using equation 4, delta x is just plug in the values na lang ta diretso. 0 plus 445 over 2 times 1.85. 1.85, it is roughly 445 over 2 times 1.85. You will get 411.625. 411.625 meters. How about we will use for equation 1? Okay, just a sort for inspection. If we will end up with the same answer. Delta x, according here, VIT plus 1 half AT squared. So, initial velocity times time, 0 lang na siya. Initial is 0 plus 1 half. Acceleration is 240.54, which is ato ang na-solve kaganina. 240.54 times time. What is your time? 1.85 squared. 1.85 squared. So, if you will use the calcu, 240.54 times 1.85 squared divided by 2, still you will end up with 411.62407. So still, our answers are just as close as to each other. 411.625, 411.624. So the point there, either of these two equations, you will end up with the same answer. All you have to do is just pick kung asa yung mas dali, which is easier, which is more preferable, which is not more time consuming, which is effortless. So from here, if I were to pick, it is, for me, it is quite easier to use equation 4. So that is another lesson that we learned from this problem. Okay.